Hey guys, welcome back! I am very excited for today because we are finally going to get started on some of the actual building in our new project, which will hopefully mean I can also start explaining a little bit more about the idea behind this project and the sort of building style I am aiming for. And it's definitely about to start doing thunder and lightning, isn't it? I see how dark you've gotten. Just do it. Just ruin my clip. Is it not going to? I swear it got so much darker. Oh, there we go. Thank you. I'll be right back. As I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted, we're going to actually start building in our new project today, which should hopefully also mean I can start explaining at least a little bit more about the idea behind this project and the sort of building style I am aiming for, which is very exciting. So between episodes, I spent a bunch of time and got together all of the materials I think I'll need to build the building around my witch farm. And yes, it's 13 shulker boxes of blocks, and I hopefully that will be enough to actually build this thing. Lord knows if it isn't, I'm in deep trouble. That being said, as I mentioned last episode, I probably won't build the whole thing today, but my aim is to build the base of the building and hopefully the sorting system for the loot as well, so we can get all that routing properly and make sure I don't do something stupid and then have to tear down like a bunch of my building to put the system in, because that would be very unfortunate. So let's start off by building the base and seeing how it looks. Well, I don't think you'll need 3 guesses to know what I'm building here. Yep, we are building a pyramid. Why? Many reasons. For a start, I love the shape. Pyramids are very pleasing to look at, and luckily not too difficult of a shape to build in Minecraft either. And as a kid, I absolutely loved ancient history, especially ancient Egypt. Like, I asked to go to the British Museum to see the Egyptian exhibit for my 9th birthday kind of love, and while this project definitely isn't Egyptian style or even necessarily inspired by ancient Egypt, it's small little connections like that that can really make a project feel fun but also personal at the same time. But anyway, the point is we're going to be building a pyramid here, and I really wanted to go with this really dark theme with the amethyst clusters because it just feels very witchy, and there's also a decent amount of the darker slabs and stairs, mostly thanks to the variety of deep slate, which means we're also able to spawn-proof the pyramid, which is obviously very important to make sure this farm actually runs at a decent speed and doesn't get completely clogged with other mobs just randomly spawning. So we have this staircase which leads us up to the entrance, and at the bottom I think we'll have like a little courtyard as a sort of base point, hence mining out a decent chunk of these hills to hopefully give ourselves enough space to actually build something. And then up here we'll have the top of the pyramid above us, and inside we have this little walkway which goes all the way around the outside of the farm. And I was so happy when I realized the witch hut was oriented, so one of the long edges was facing the door, so we could have the glass and everything fully visible when you first come in. I could not have asked for this to be in a better space. But now comes the question, which is, where do we actually want to put the storage? I was originally hoping to put the storage system on this level with the walkway for convenience, but unfortunately, given the fact I really want to use an item sorter, I don't think that's going to be possible because it would just be way too wide and fill up the entire walkway, which just isn't going to work. So I think instead the storage system is going to have to be down by the actual farm, which I think is actually going to work really quite well because instead of like encroaching on this perimeter, we can actually just build the storage system into one of these walls and keep everything nice and clean and keep all the sorters safely behind the wall so we don't have to see it or walk around it or anything like that. And I think I'm actually going to put it right here at the front. Partly because that way there's less routing for all the items since they do come out at the front of the farm, but also because that way when we stand at the entrance to the pyramid, we shouldn't actually be able to see the storage system, so it's just a little more hidden, especially at first glance. So, first things first, we need a non-elytra way to get up and down from this place. And now, let's build ourselves a storage system. And we are done, and everything, at least so far, appears to be working. I am forever thankful that Impulse SV's item sorter continues to work even all these updates later, and I am very happy with how that all went. It always takes me a minute or two to remember how to actually set up item sorters, but once that was done and we redirected our items to go down the ice tunnel with the dropper, it was actually a fairly simple task. And now we have a lot more storage to fill up as we AFK our witch farm. Will I ever need 3 double chests worth of glass bottles? Probably not, but I'm going to have them if I ever do. And this does also mean we now have 2 different sources of gunpowder since we have our creeper farm back home, but do you know what's a problem I have never had in Minecraft? Too many resources. All resources are very gratefully received, and if some end up burning in the fire at the end of the sorter or end up rotting in the creeper farm, that is actually absolutely fine by me. As long as I have enough to do my projects, then that's all I ever really care about. And the main thing, of course, is now we have a very easy source of redstone, which is fantastic. And from up here, like I mentioned earlier, you can't even see the storage system, so everything still looks very neat and very clean. And even if you do go round the side, the storage system honestly fits in so well. I am very glad I ended up moving it down here and making the chests flush with the wall. It just looks so clean, and sure, it's a little less convenient, but it's not that much less convenient, and I think it is definitely worth the few extra steps. But I think that's probably going to do it for today. Next time I want to, of course, finish off the pyramid and then hopefully also build the courtyard out the front, so this little section should start looking a little bit more complete. And I'm sure there'll be extra details and such to do, but I would love to get the main structures here done. But for now, thank you guys for watching, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!